Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So, on the docket for today, we have a lot to cover as always. We finally learned the fate of the long since canceled Kroger credit card. Marriott is in the news, upsetting some fans out of the blue. And of course, the Freedom Flex gets worse and then it gets a little bit better depending on what you use it for. We'll talk about that, all that, and more. So, of course, if it sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we'll lead off with a Kroger credit card. It was definitely one of those sleeper cards, primarily because you had the 5% back through mobile wallet feature. Of course, it was Kroger branded, partnership with US Bank, but Kroger owned a bunch of different grocery store chains, and so there was different versions or by different names, but it's all basically the same card. So this affects all those versions of the card, no matter what name you have on yours. Obviously, US Bank and Kroger ended their partnership about a few months ago, say maybe 2 months ago, so now we know the fate of those cards. So here is the press release for you, and unfortunately, it's not good news. This is a classic been there, done that. So, like we've said, their partnership with Kroger is coming to an end. US Bank will replace your card with our highest earning cashback card, the US Bank Smartly Visa Signature Card. I mean, as for this, it's a basic 2% card, but giving up the mobile wallet, losing out the mobile wallet 5% back, the reason many people had that Kroger card is a big hit. So standard, of course, it's a no annual fee card. Your credit limit will move over. Your balances will, of course, move over, but your rewards will also move over. I believe cards are going to go out by late August or October. So, they would never let me change my Smartly card, but they did let a buddy of mine change his, so you might have some options in the mix, but oh well, I guess. Sad to see it go. I was hoping someone else would pick up that partnership given how much of a sleeper card that was at that 5% mobile wallet. Now, moving on to American Express, and a card I never really knew existed, but is finally being retired, and that is the Blue Cash card. So they're sending out emails. We'll put the excerpt on screen for you. We're discontinuing the Blue Cash card. As a result, your card will be changed automatically on March 4th, 2027 to the Blue Cash Everyday card, and we'll be making changes to your American Express card member agreement as well. Encourage you to read it. No one's going to, but they encourage you to read it. You'll receive your new card within 30 days after your account is changed to the Blue Cash Everyday card. So there you go. And what did this card do? Because I was unfamiliar with it myself. So it was interesting. It was a 5% back on select categories, which are grocery stores, drugstores, and gas stations, up to $50,000 a year. But the first $6,500 earned at a lower rate. I think this is from the doctor. I don't know what the lower rate was, but that's a typical American Express deal. Give me $6,500 and then I'll give you 5%. It had the chance to be good. I think $6,500 is pretty high. Even with those categories, unless you're just feeding like an NFL team or something, that seems pretty high. You can make whatever grocery store price jokes you want. It's just a lot to get to the 5% back, which is by design. So they've never been good at this. And if you haven't heard about this card, again, they stopped taking apps for it in 2018, but it had disappeared somewhere long before then as well. It wasn't on the page. So again, Blue Cash Everyday, 3 back on gas and U.S. online retail purchases up to $6,000 to spend. So, I mean, hey, if you don't have a gas card, it could be usable, but definitely a legacy card put out to pasture, I suppose. They've just been waiting around to get to it. So there you go. Now, it's not all humdrum. PlayStation. Yes, PlayStation. If you ignore the price hikes on the PlayStation 5 and the 6-year-old console, well then PlayStation, the credit card, could have you covered. So if you remember PlayStation credit card, it's out there. It's actually gone through quite an overhaul. Back in the day, we covered this card years ago. And back in the day, to get 5% back on like Sony purchases, you had to submit a copy of your receipt, because at the time Sony wasn't really selling stuff directly, cameras, phones, headphones, things like that. They were selling them through retailers, so you just submit your receipt from Best Buy. They've since updated the card, and now they do, I believe, sell directly to customers, but this, as you would have guessed, is PlayStation focused. So on screen here you have it, new exclusive cardholder perks. So we've added, we've added new perks for your card, including ways to unlock exclusive offers and earn a PlayStation Plus premium membership. When you spend $6,000 or more in a calendar year with your PlayStation Visa credit card, must be claimed by email within 90 days. receiving the voucher. So you do it, they'll send you something, and there you go. And of course, as we said, 5% back in points when you shop directly at PlayStation or the Sony store, 3 back in points on cable and internet streaming, and 2 back points on grocery stores and restaurants. So that's quite a bit to spend just to get PlayStation. I don't have PlayStation. I can tell you what you get with PlayStation Plus. I was an Xbox person. Maybe with the new Halo, or it's not really a new Halo. It's like the old Halo, just again, the 4th time they're going to sell us the same game, by the way. But it's coming to PlayStation 2, so if you need a card to buy it, I guess. Point being is Sony also did announce they're getting rid of discs, like actual discs. Now, I haven't been a disc person. I don't really have a strong opinion for physical media. I don't like owning things, so I'm more of a digital media person, even though I do agree that with digital, you don't really own it. You're just leasing it, more or less. That means that we're likely going to see a lot less sales on video games going forward if you have to buy them all through the PlayStation Store. So if you're a hardcore gamer and you already have this card, I don't necessarily think it's bad. I just think it's very niche to begin with. I don't know how many people buying that much stuff from Sony, but again, it's going to be forced more through the PlayStation Store. I guess it could be. So, and last thing on this point, I did a while back, we did a video a few months back on like cards that could almost be good, but they're not. PlayStation was on the list, and I said they should give you the membership if you have the card. I didn't want them to make you spend $6,000 on it, but I guess in a year or two, if you're buying like a TV and a console or something, you could probably hit it pretty easily, and it's a nice little extra, but continuously hitting $6,000 in spend is probably going to be hard, and making it optimized. So anyhow, someone also making it easier for you to earn points is Venmo and their Stash program. So we've covered this a while back. It's basically, Venmo's kind of loyalty rewards program where you can go in and you could pick bundles of different companies and you could earn elevated rewards using their debit cards if you did certain things with Venmo, have direct deposit over there, for example. So they've updated it. You've got it on screen for you, or the email they're sending out, rather. So we're updating Venmo Stash provisions in the following ways. We're updating how the Venmo Stash program operates. You will no longer need to select a merchant bundle in the bundle cashback program, and you'll be able to earn cashback from more Stash brands. We are changing the ways you can earn cashback with Venmo Stash. Earn 2% cashback when you spend $250 in a month on qualifying purchase with Venmo checkout or your Venmo debit card. Earn 5% cash back when you spend $1,500 a month qualifying purchase with Venmo. You will continue to be able to earn a maximum of $100 per month in cashback rewards. So previously, how it worked before, again, like you had to, let's see, what did I write down? You had to choose from bundles, like I said. The one they were already preset, and you earn up to 5% back. Like, one bundle had, it would have, like, I'm making this up, Best Buy, Pizza Hut, or some random other one in there, Uber maybe. So you had 1% back at base rates, 2% if you had did auto reloads on, and 5% if you had received a direct deposit. Overall, going through this, I think they kind of made it somewhat confusing. To me, it looks like a little bit of a step back, given you now have to spend $1,500, and I don't think that 5% back is going to apply to the $1,500 you spend, because it looks like it's still going to be on select merchants. So probably a step down. I think they could have been more clear about it. We'll have to see for sure, but overall, another debit card that looks like it's probably getting a little too much use, too helpful. Now it might be getting kneecapped a bit. So we'll have to stay tuned to see for sure. But again, doesn't look super helpful or super good changes to me, even though I didn't really love the bundles to begin with. Now, something that was considered and probably didn't take that long to decide was Marriott, or Marriott if you prefer, however we want to say that. So these two are from Loyalty Lobby. Apparently Marriott, this is earlier in the month, did a flash points devaluation between 5 and 10%. And the reason it's flash is simply because it just kind of like, here you go, it took place. A lot of times we'll see, big song and dance about increasing value and this, that, and the other, and here's a property list, and they try to really jazz it up and sell it. A lot of words just to say we're just devaluing points. So this one kind of just popped up. And Loyalty Lobby does have I think they went through and did some more intel, more deeper examples of where points went up. Well, no one went down, so where points went up. And so that part's not too terribly interesting because that happens all the time, in travel. What is more interesting, this other article Loyalty Lobby have they linked to, is why they would do this. So it turns out, I'll just go from the article here well, this comes from the Wall Street Journal, actually. So we're linking to someone else who's linking to something else. The internet's just a wild west of everyone stealing everyone else's stuff. Hotel owners say that they want more financial information reforms to the program, being Bonvoy, to the program's reimbursement structure. At a minimum, they say they want compensation for loyalty program stays to be on par with what they receive from third-party online travel agencies such as Expedia. Hotel owners are absorbing an increasing share of programs' costs while Marriott captures an increasing share of its revenue, the group wrote in a letter to chief exec. In the past, hotel guests earned loyalty points primarily from staying at hotels. Owners paid into the fund managed by Marriott, which was used to compensate them when guests paid for their rooms using loyalty points. Hotel owners never got market rate compensation for loyalty stays, but the program was seen as worthwhile because it drove loyalty and attracted new customers, hotel owners say. So it's interesting because, I'm a Marriott fan. I've told this story before, but years and years. This had to be like 2014, 2015, I started working with a guy, our boss would just stay at Marriott, and if there wasn't a Marriott, he literally wouldn't go, like, weirdly enough. There's Marriott in most places, but in Wilmington, Ohio, not a Marriott. He sat that one out. So I did that. I've always liked Marriott. Not because I'm a hotel reviewer, as you know by now, but because one, Marriott's everywhere, and number two, is an underrated thing, is because of the old SPG merger that, oh gosh, had to be about 10 years ago now, they're a shared partner between American Express and Chase. And, as much as I don't love Chase cards anymore, they've really fallen out of favor, say what it will, it's really easy to earn Bonvoy points or Chase points and turn them into Bonvoy points for free. So you could, American Express, obviously you can too, but, they're much more expensive products, again, as you're well aware, I'm sure. I can do it much cheaper with Chase. And so what they're basically saying does check out. Back in the day, yeah, you earn points because you kept going there. Usually we go to the same chains, whether it's work related, we stay at the same hotels. People tend to like traveling to the same places, but you stay within the franchise. But now you're earning so many points without staying. You're trying, as you all know. So this checks out. So it's perhaps this 5% 5 to 10% devaluation is to trying to appease these guys, these owners, and try to sort of right size. Because it's going to be anything except for, Marriott giving up some of their portion, I would imagine, so they can just try to reduce the amount of points in the pool. And these are stuff that the general population wouldn't really notice. But hey, I need more points to do this, where my points used to go farther before. I don't think Marriott points were known for being super valuable to begin with. Again, I just like them, so it's fine for me, but I get it. That makes a lot of sense. It's just so much easier to earn points. There are other ways to earn points we're not even talking about, between different partnerships, moving between airlines and other chains like this. So yeah, basically saying you can get a lot of points without even having to come to our chain, let alone the free award nights that people get from the credits, and how many cards you can just hold on to try to get game elite status. So we'll see. I also imagine they're probably not the only ones feeling this, so we'll have to see some of the other chains do it as well. But I did find that interesting. Now, last story of the day was a little surprising. So Chase Freedom Flex last week, the week before, we had the story that they were going to remove cell phone insurance. Weirdly enough, I have 5 Freedoms, 3 Freedom Flexes, and I didn't get a memo about that at all. Well, it did come in a memo this time around for all of them, and it's in there, as y'all put it on screen for you, but they're also removing foreign transaction fees. So you can see, travel smarter with no foreign transaction fees. Your card has no foreign transaction fees starting September 20th, 2026, so you continue earning cash back on everyday purchases with your card wherever you use it. And then you can see an important change to your card. Cell phone protection will be dropped September 19th. So there you have it. It's an interesting choice. I assume, the cell phone, as we talked about a little bit last week, that's generally like a payment network benefit. And so, yeah, the Chase has to pay MasterCard, gets a MasterCard for Freedom Flex, right? And so they got to pay that to offer to the customers. Maybe people weren't using it a lot. Maybe people weren't using it too much. I don't know. Maybe the MasterCard just raised the fee on it. They didn't want to do it. So, I saw they got rid of that, but then to put no foreign transaction fees, again, this is another one where, it's a good change, right? I don't believe there are going to be many people here using the Freedom Flex abroad. I don't really. So my guess is 2 things. I guess you could say It's a really, really late move against Capital One. I mean, Capital One's Saver Card, and I believe even the Quicksilver has had no foreign transaction fees on free products for quite some time. We've seen Wells Fargo and the beloved autograph lineup, of course, meaning the base autograph having no foreign transaction fees. So there are other free products from Chase's peers that have no foreign transaction fees. So maybe they feel it's finally caught up to them, and it was more of a decision. I'm going to cut costs here to boost this. They continuously want to push us into travel more and more, as it seems. So it's entirely possible. Well, I still have my 5% Chase travel, multipliers you saw on the little pamphlet they sent out. So maybe it helps just reinforce it a little bit more of use this card to book travel and use it when you're on travel versus booking travel and switching to another card. Those, I guess, are my theories. Like, look, I'm not going to knock them for it. I think it's cool. It's a nice add-on. I think most folks would have likely rather had cell phone protections, my guess. Again, it's just not really a card you think about taking abroad, but that's probably the point. At the same time, I can't really call you a hero for doing something some of your peers have been doing for quite some time. But on the other hand, I also don't really expect no foreign transaction fees on a non-travel focused free product. So I guess it's almost no foul really in my mind. So I don't know. There you go. At least we got something besides PlayStation Plus for $6,000. But let me know if you're going to get the new Halo game. Maybe you can convince me and we can do we can meet up and play the campaign or something. I don't think there's multiplayer this time. I don't know. 3 people probably care about this. Anyways, that's a good place to close it. So that'll do it for this one. So of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channels. We're posting content just like this every single week. Of course, right back every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on ProfitableContent.com. which is, of course, the channel's blog, always linked down below for you and on the channel homepage. Post the latest news stories, plenty of bank promotions, and on occasion some credit card offers. Maybe some Halo content coming soon, probably not. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and talk to you very soon in the next one.